We accidentally lost everything.
We are bad at technology. Okay. So we are trying to stay up all night because that's what people do after they just got better from being sick.
Legitimately, both. I still have kind of a cough, which
I laid in bed all day throwing up.
This is what happens. Although she doesn't look like she's sick. I look like I'm sick. I have tuberculosis or something.
Anyways, we're gonna be reading fanfictions and doing other stupid stuff tonight, and I'm gonna videotape my reaction to Black Butler.
Oh, that would be a good idea. I should show you the corset scene. Have I already showed you the corset scene?
No, you have not shown me the corset scene.
Oh, Lord. It's going to be beautiful, folks.
Well, anyway, so right now, we're reading fanfiction. And she found me a fanfiction to read, and it does with my love, Supernatural. And it's called Good to Me by Samantha, with 2 A's, Nicole. So, Samantha, 2 A's, Nicole, from fanfiction.net. You're about to hear me read your thing. It's really quiet now. But it's called Good to Me, and before I start this, I'm just gonna say, y'all need Jesus, and I'll explain later, but keep that in mind, y'all need Jesus. So, chapter 1, calling Castiel. Castiel, where are you? Screamed Dean, drunkenly stumbling out of a shabby motel room. His date had left him $400 short, and feeling more useless than ever. A couple appeared out of the window at him, and one was slamming the curtains. I slammed the curtain.
I want to do it too.
How do you slam a curtain?
It's all open and then you're like...
Okay, no. Rihanna, no. Slamming the curtain shut. Dean just brushed them off and sent them a beautiful image of his middle finger. Cass, he cried, I need you. He pulled out his mobile and sloppily texted out an address. Seconds later, Cass appeared. Dean? Wait, Dean. Questioned Cass, picking him up off the street. Damn it, Cass. Don't you know that you're gonna be the cause of my heart attack? And the hot nurse in the Illinois promised me it would be a baking cheeseburger. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I just watched 2.5 Men today, and Charlie was like a stripper, okay, with an escort, and she was just like, bacon's gonna kill you.
Coincidence?
I think not.
Why doesn't this want to hang out? If you can't
hang out,
then there's the door, baby.
Castiel's head fell to the left a little. Dean, what do you need me here for? Immediately, Dean stood up, smoothed out his jacket, cleaned his throat. He always admitted that way Cass tilted his head when he was curious. Admired the way, not admitted.
Let me admit the way you said that.
Admired the way Cass tilted his head when he was curious. It was just one of the many things that Dean had begun to know about Cass since Sam had left. Where did Sammy go? Along with his alluring dark eyes, the messy dark hair, that angel could really fill out a trench coat. Guys, I'm the girl for the longest time couldn't say sex cake, well, better than sex cake, without giggling. Ask her. We spent like a whole day trying to get me to do it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Don't ask how.
That angel could really fill out a trench coat. Dean knew that he was physically seeing Jimmy and not Cass. But something about the way that angel wore his meat suit really got into Dean's head. Which head?
ReonnaLeigh's, we have young viewers.
Okay, this 12-year-old rat's not about another 10-year-old getting on with 20-year-olds.
Black Butler.
Y'all need Jesus. Nothing. Sam had some kind of psychic head cleansing mission he said he needed to do alone. So do you want to get a beer?
Nothing to clear your head like a beer.
And sex.
Rihanna.
Again! The 12-year-olds ready, but 10-year-olds having sex with 20-year-olds.
Sorry, guys.
I'm trying to... Why aren't you... We can't sit on each other's lap. Sorry. Don't you dare.
I'm not going to. I'm just trying to get closer to you.
Chapter 2. I'll come for you always.
I just realized my shirt to get me raped or something.
Okay, Cass couldn't help but feel as though having a beer wasn't the reason Dean had called him. He gave Dean a once-over while the all-too-proud hunter tried to not fall over himself. Puffy eyes, already drunk. Messy clothes, a faint smell of Thai food. It was clear that Dean already had already had a beer. Okay, well, it's like, had a beer. Castiel took Dean's arm around his shoulder, trying hard not to notice the intoxicating cologne that he was wearing. Can I smell you, Dean? Or the way he sweats falls seductively down his temple. Ooh la la. These were unholy thoughts, he reminded himself. Father would not be very happy. Hold on, I have to do this line with acting.
Do it.
It's really sexy. Father would not be very happy.
Whoa, he would not. He would be, what? I don't know anymore. What is this life?
Come on, Dean. You're going inside. He hated the adult tone he had to take with Dean, but there was no other choice. He was drunk. The baby in a trench coat being the father. That was adorable. Oh, Cat. Oh, Cass.
What?
Not having sex yet.
That's... Why do you have
whispered Dean in a voice that shivers on Castiel's spine. You're too good to me. You're too good to me.
I'm sorry. I'll tone it down.
Smiling inwardly, Cass felt a surprisingly strong sense of pride. All he ever wanted since the moment he pulled Dean Winchester out of hell was to give him everything and anything he needed. Even more so, he wanted to please his own father. That was all the confirmation he needed. Picking up the vital mess of Dean Winchester, Castro took him back to his room. And that's how babies are born.
Well, you still have 2 more chapters.
Chapter 3, Fighting the Urge.
Guess we know what this one's about.
I can't even! Oh my goodness. Dean felt Cass's shoulders under his arm as Castiel helped him inside. He wanted to touch him, so he wanted to touch so much more of the man holding up his weight. When Cass finally got him in the motel, he disappeared. He was disappointed that the angel had stepped away from him. The dark light in the gothic-themed motel played across Castiel's face, making him look more brooding and sexy as ever. Dean internally slapped himself.
Oh,
shake it off, shake it off.
That is the extent to which I will act out.
Don't say that, he muttered, completely unaware that he said it out loud. Say what? Cass turned to him. Say what, Dean? I haven't said a word. Oh, Cass, you're adorable. Blood rushed to Dean's cheek as he realized that it was done. Taking the only route he saw fit to get out of his mess was digging Grandma on drunkenly about how he was taking out a demon that was very morning. Cass loved to hear his demon stories, or at least he pretended to. When he felt like he had finally thrown himself back out of the flames, he laid back in his bed. The black cotton sheets were soft underneath him. Cass, don't you mind if I get out of these clothes? He muttered, unaware of the implications. Castiel, who had found his seat on an overstuffed chair, answered in a voice that was surprisingly stern. No, Dean, I don't mind. Get yourself comfortable.
No! No,
This is the last chapter. They're not gonna have sex. Giving in. I love you. Sorry. Castiel moved around, trying to find a remotely comfortable way to sit in the chair, but he couldn't, and forgot about the mission when he caught a glimpse of Dean taking off his shirt, stripping down to his boxers. He thought his heart might have been relocated to his throat for a moment, but was pleased to find out it hadn't. Cass, you're a friggin' moron.
I feel like
Dean looked to... What's that word? Sultry?
Where is it? Sultry.
Sultry.
Ow.
And Cass couldn't hold back his thoughts anymore. And what seemed like a small movement, Cass was a trench coat off on top of Dean and make of an eye. Oh, okay. Castle, you animals! Castiel growled into Dean's surprised face. I won't wait any longer, Dean Winchester. Castiel pressed his lips into Dean's, feeling the warm wetness of them. He tasted ramen cheeseburgers, but he didn't care.
I thought
he
you
was
said ramen, and I was like, what?
Ramen juice. He was true to his sexual desires, and he never felt so remarkably unholy. Cass could feel Dean settling into the kiss, and even pushing back a little, creating more friction between the two. Cass could even feel Dean blinked hard
We're done.
underneath the material of the box, pushing up to Cass' his own pelvic regions. I love you, Castiel, word for the pulling award from Dean. Also suddenly, Cass, baby. What? Cass, baby, I love you too, Dean breathed the words out, still taking it back from Castiel's surprising attack. Honey, you wanted me to read it.
I regret that decision now. You're supposed to blush and be embarrassed.
I'm the actress out of our friendship.
If we hadn't just read what we just read, I would make a terrible joke. Alright.
Now we need a black butler one.
I'll read this one. You can choose it in a second. I have to get there. We should have, can we, maybe it was the music that made it so we could upload the last one. Where's my phone? It's too far away.
We can't have music.
No.
So, it is 12:34 here.
And we have how many hours left till morning?
My drink!
Obviously,
Obviously, I like my drinks more than I like people.
Alright, so you can do this cool thing, and that's why you've been getting so many perverted fanfictions. Because I said it for that to happen.
I remember this one time we were trying to choose a dare at this thing called Gamers Fest, and she made me listen to something that was not very nice.
What if my church leaders watch this?
Why would they?
Someone would be like, this has one of our members. Let's excommunicate her.
Well, anyways.
What genre do you want it to be?
You pick.
No, I'm reading this one, so you... Okay.
So anyway, she made me listen to this, and listen to cries. That was my first experience with cry. There was guys sitting like this.
Staring at her. It was great.
The whole entire time, and I wanted to cry.
The one story of cries that wasn't terrible fan fiction or a horror story. So you can guess which one that is if you watch Cry.
It's going to become a major motion picture, and the trailer for it was too risque.
Since I changed the rating for yours, you can change the rating for mine. It'll be fair.
What's bad?
M. It doesn't go above N.
What else do we do?
You can choose characters, but you don't know any of them, so.
Nope. Okay, so.
We've basically set anything we can set. I'm scared.
Well, anyways, guys. So, I may not be Cry's biggest fan because of her.
I adore Cry. I was never able to finish that video except for when I was using it to torture someone else. I'm a good friend. Really. This can't be the credits. You were the... Oh, my friend Courtney. She's not texting me. Do you ever just watch the green bar on the side of the screen and get distracted?
Here you go.
I'm scared.
It's not that bad. You have to read the title.
Okay, so, Burn, Darling, Burn by These Little Ice Pandas, Chapter 1. I'm going to skip the author's note, and I'm sorry, Little Ice Pandas. Oh, this is for Black Butler, in case you guys weren't following. My lord, do try and appear as if you are at least enjoying this. A lot of people went to a great length to try and please you. The young man in question looked up icily, meeting the intense gaze of his butler. Don't patronize me. You know very well how I feel about such events, he muttered under his breath. Oh, he's probably dancing. Barely able to conceal the flash of red that flickered through his one visible dark blue eye. That may be so, but this is the first time you have been in public light since your accident. Show some appreciation for their effort. Ciel rolled his eye before glaring pointedly at Sebastian. I didn't grace the pits of hell to be brought to an even crueler hell. Seal muttered, his butler.
Lizzie is dancing with that one really annoying girl.
Lizzie? Oh, I love Lizzie. You learn to love her after a few episodes. His butler merely chuckled, disappearing momentarily to fetch him more to drink, hoping the alcohol would do some wonder to subdue his temper. Seal was in no mood to listen to a lecture on the behavior and common courtesy from his butler, although he knew the damned butler was right. No one aside from Sebastian knew the true details of his accident. Lizzie had been distraught by the news that her beloved fiancé had nearly met his demise.
I'm like 10.
Huh? Yeah, this is imperial.
Okay, well, you continue to read. I'm gonna research real fast.
Okay. So Lizzie had been distraught by the news that her beloved fiancé had nearly met his demise like his parents in a fire at his country home, leaving him in such poor health and mind he kept out of public eye completely for 6 years. So I don't know. It was easy to make her believe such a tale. Much easier than trying to convince her that now, the young Earl had no remaining shred of humanity. It took every ounce of his self-control to smother the smile threatening to break through his stony features. He was Spoiler alert! This is after Season 2. So if you haven't watched Season 2, stop listening right now. But this is after Seal becomes a demon. He was rebelling in his new demonic form. The power had surged through his every cell. It made him feel invincible. The lustful looks directed towards him by every woman presented within the room, be she married, young or old. His charm and charisma could entice anyone to do his bidding.
It's only been out since 2006.
Yeah, it's got a huge cult-like following already. It's great. It was pure, unrestrained power. He had no desire to return to his old life. Third anime. Yeah.
My birthday.
I've been watching it since your birthday.
My birthday coincides with the Black Butler, guys. Your offer is invalid. Sorry, continue.
He had no desire to return to his old life. After all, he was now unstoppable. Besides, he had been gone for such a long time, so many years. He had seen all the horrors men attempt to describe, but fail at miserably. Hell, the real burning hell. Authors and poets had done a most terrible job attempting to describe and give shape to the pits of hell. Oddly enough, he had found it refreshing, awakening, empowering. He was a creature brought forth from darkness. Darkness that contained a power men could never fathom. A power some bloody poets certainly couldn't write about. He almost missed the cries of broken souls and blazing heat. Seal, don't be a sadist. Oh, those years had taught him many things.
Dude, I actually kind of like that picture.
I used to have it on my phone.
Can you draw it?
It'll take a while. After I finish Zach's picture...
Screw that, no, Zach's picture's taking you like a year.
It's taken me the entire summer, not a year.
Okay,
sorry, Zach. So many valuable, wonderful things he had been taught. It was so freeing. He was shocked himself. He no longer needed to prioritize the pathetic ventures of the lesser men, or rather humans. It was no longer any of his concern. He could easily overpower any of them in strength and intelligence, should they be stupid enough to attempt to challenge him. And the thought alone made him drunk with power. Oh yes, he was absolutely unstoppable. Everything was in his grasp. Everything he could ever desire. Money, power, women. Oh, Seal, no.
He's
no.
only 13.
No. At this point, it's after Season 2, so he'd have been, he's either 18 or, 6 plus.
I'm saving this picture to put at the end of this
video. He's either 19 or 20. Okay. Are you kidding me? He was, okay. Oh, women. There was something he had essentially come to appreciate in his 6 years' absence. He had come to love his most base needs during the years Sebastian was training him, and all previous notions that had been drilled into him of modesty, wedlock, and honor suddenly seemed so laughable. Why would anyone deny themselves such a pure bodily pleasure? It was utterly absurd.
They're talking about sex, if you guys don't know.
I wish they weren't. His new outlook on life made him question one thing in particular. When there was money to be made, countries to rule, and women to do nefarious actions with, then what was he doing at another godforsaken gala that he couldn't stand as a human, much less now? Pathetic excuse.
Is he not a human right now?
No, he turned into a demon.
What?
Yeah.
I thought Sebastian was gonna kill him.
No, he consumed his soul. That doesn't mean death, does it? Does it? Does it, guys? Oh,
that's it, reenacting The Fault in Our Stars!
Dude, this was out before The Fault in Our Stars.
They're reenacting The Fault in Our Stars!
No.
Bitch, I will cut you.
I like it. Sorry. Pathetic excuse of a butler dragging me to another one of these moronic parties. Unfortunately, he did not have a lot of time to think to himself, for as soon as his faithful butler left his side momentarily, a plump woman decided to make his acquaintances. My! If it isn't Earl Phantomhive! Haven't you grown into a fine young man? She exclaimed. Ciel put on his best smile, taking the woman's hand and kissing the back as she bowed her head respectfully. Yeah, Sebby, Bassie, he has many, Sebastian, many nicknames. Kissing the back of her hand as she bowed her head respectfully.
That's the face of a child about to get raped.
That's Ciel's rape, not Ciel, Sebastian's rape smile. As she bowed her head respectfully. She was speaking the truth. Much had changed. His demonic form seemed to have demanded a better body than that of a child. So grow he did. He now stood tall and proud, only about a mere 2 inches shorter than Sebastian. He had buttons. I want that shirt. They're shirts, man. They're shirts. I have a little cutout of Bassie in the
I should probably explain what I'm doing. I am looking up pictures of Sebastian and Ciel while she's reading this so she has inspiration. And I just found a really adorable picture.
I love it. Oh, it's so cute. No, this is a seductive tome. Tome? What am I? I don't know. I'm 30 years old.
Oh, well.
No, that's how he takes his soul.
They kiss? Is that... It's so adorable. That's how they make crossword demon things.
He had broadened slightly his relatively tight clothing, doing nothing to hide the faint outline of muscle. He was still slim, however, now he was toned, every muscle strong and ready to fight at a moment's call. Sebastian had trained him relentlessly, after all. His hair seems somehow to have gotten darker, his skin paler and more pristine than in his youth. I relate to your... What? 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 Sebastian, I knew you liked cats, but I didn't know you liked cats that much. Hardly a wonder that women from far and wide lusted for such a man. The woman before him blushed ever so slightly as she cradled
We should probably stop this video after this.
Okay. Cradled the kid's hand to her chest almost lovingly. He had a vague idea of her identity. She was the lady of the house currently hosting the gala. He remembered that much. Lady Margaret or something of the like. She was known for her impeccable choice of music, food, and dress during such events. Despite his foul mood, he had to admit the menu was beautiful, and the music was more entertaining than he had anticipated. I was so fearful I would never see you again when I heard of your accident, she continued in a softer tone, staring at her drink to avoid all eye contact with him. Why was she acting so bashful? She was hardly an innocent little girl. Ciel could have sighed, but he had a reputation to uphold. Women were so sentimental. One night of relieving his stress with her during his training, and she was willing to leave her husband and 3 children in a heartbeat if he so bid her. Not even the honors of a burning house could keep me away from you, my sweet. Ciel did not care about his image for the sake of the company, perhaps out of habit, perhaps for profit. He couldn't really tell anymore, but now he couldn't resist delving into his most primitive desires. He had become quite the notorious and infamous womanizer. He would never deny it. He distantly wondered whether Lizzie heard any of these rumors. Why did you choose such a long one?
I just picked one. Just finish up this part.
Knowing Lizzie, she probably chose to ignore them if she had ever heard them. Gullible thing. She felt Ciel the man, he felt nothing for the woman who would quite happily kneel at his feet and idolize him. In fact, women were all too happy to get on their knees whenever he so requested. No! Ciel knew all too well he could have any woman within this room. It was a pity none of them were all that appealing.
Because he's like 13.
In this, he's like 19.
can't have me because I'm not legal. That's a lie.
Yeah. The woman before him blushed deeper and beamed up at him. I'm incredibly happy you could make it. Is that... No, it couldn't be. I invited her, but I never thought she would. Ciel blinked, looking at the woman. She was staring past him to someone behind him. She turned and followed her gaze. It was directed at a young girl who had walked into the room with an elderly woman at her side. Ciel licked his lips with a slight smirk. The young woman was a striking creature, frown shining the other woman at the parting. Is this fan casting?
Okay, we're gonna stop there, because
I just want to see
I
if
may
it
have
gets
picked the
dirty.
longest one in the world.
Oh,
God.
Amelia, do quiet down.
So, we're gonna stop, and we're gonna probably do something else. Maybe a reaction of watching Doctor Who.
Was it... what?
Black Doctor.
They're the same thing, really.
So, I'm gonna go. Yeah, this is like our first actual vlog where we're just sitting here talking.
And not having a purpose, really.
Hi. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, go sex, I guess.
Yo, what?
Sex, S-E-X. Because, you know, fanfiction equals sex and smut.
No, you go and do your homework or something.
You 12-year-old, our 5 subscribers.
Do
We
your
love you.
homework.
Y'all need Jesus. Bye. Love you.